What is somebody told me something about what's it called? SAHM? Save your what's it called? Save yourself, black man. What is that thing?
Yeah, 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 I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, somebody told me about that. But listen, at 25 years old, you 25, I'm 29. My whole thing is like I don't know how to pick. How do you choose from this group of women we got? Because it's not about the money. I can always work and get some money. I can always work. I can work 20 hours a day, 7 days a week and get some money, but that's not the point. And then when it comes down to choosing, when they're trying to get them to understand the place where they need to be at, they don't want to get that. Because as men, we accept our place, we accept what we need to do, but they won't accept what they want to do.
And 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 it's just it's I don't know, Rob. I don't want to say it's scary, bro, because
No, it's
just like
scary.
how I mean, okay, okay, it's scary, but you have what you perceive to be good women that you communicate with in your life, and I have what I perceive to be good women that I communicate with in my life. But like, bro, it's just, especially for some of us, bro, there's just a lot at stake. There's a lot to lose,
Right.
and it's like when you are in that position, when you are a man that's in that position, you know, you can't just move however out here. You can't just kind of like just try to do everything with anyone, you know, because
No.
like again, you do have something to lose.
And let me tell you this. Everything that I'm talking about, like I said, I come from a practical place. When I'm talking about trying to choose a woman and trying to put a woman in a position where she's supporting your lifestyle, that has nothing to do with narcissism. That has nothing to do with um control and nothing to do with abuse. It's because like you said, I got a lot to lose. If I choose the wrong person, she slip up on a plan that I got, and I know my plan is strong. I know I can handle this part of the plan. All I ask her to do is one thing. She don't come through with that one thing. The plan is over. Just like if you watch a movie, like just like if you watch a movie, okay, you watch Ocean's 11, right?
Yeah,
Okay, everybody, it's like 11 people. Everybody had a part of the plan they had to do. If one person didn't do their part of the plan fall apart, right?
yeah.
Okay, so as a man, if you're supposed to be all this nonsense they're making up for us to do, and we got to work all day long and stress all day long to make her happy, and we ask her to do this one thing, this one set of tasks, if she don't do them, the plan falls apart because I leaned on her. I leaned on her to get something done, and she didn't do it. That's not good. That's not healthy. And now here the freaking bots coming.
I know. I look at that, bro. I'm trying to get him out.
Here
They
the bots
always
come.
find, bro. Why they always find a way to our type of lives?
I don't know. I don't be paying. I don't know. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. The bots. The bots are coming.
Rob, somebody said, "Are you pro prenuptial agreement?"
I don't know. I'm am because the thing is that's in my world and where I'm trying to go. I shouldn't have to worry about a prenuptial agreement unless it's something contractually connected to some businesses or ideas we got going. I'm not too stressed about it.
Well, that answers your question. Cool, K.
Yeah.
But
So prenuptial agreements, like I said, just the same thing with marriage. Marriage is a contractual agreement with the state. There's benefits to being married and it being recognized by the state. So if me and my woman are together, I'm making money or she not making money or whatever going on, I understand that marriage is a lot deeper than loving her. Marriages can be a tax write off. Marriage can be access to generational wealth. Marriage can be um, you know, help me look better in my business. Marriage can help her excel at her job. Her having like all those things nobody thinks about when it comes to marriage. You just think about having a house and all these women just want a bag and a purse and a ring and all this other nonsense. But in reality, it's a lot of strong information behind being married. That's what nobody wants. Nobody understands that. So prenup, I don't know.
Right, and for both men and women though, do you think even for like the woman that's in our age range that say they like real that they want to like be married and have like kids and have a family one day, do you think that they actually put thought into the actual um commitment of marriage, Rob? Because like I always
No,
say this, bro. I always say people get up there and say take all these vows, bro, till death do us part, through health and through sickness and through life and death and blah blah blah. But you know, the man lose his job. You know, he gained weight. He don't look like how he used to look before. And now you ready to like on to the next now. So it's like
they don't know. Listen, none of these. I won't say none, but most of these women can't even manage a monthly budget, so they don't even know anything about managing a marriage. I can't even ask most people how much they spent on groceries last month, but I expect them to understand the work and commitment and the pressure of managing a cooperation and a corporation, which is marriage. How am I supposed to get that out of them? You can't, because they don't
and
understand.
and it's like and it's like Rob, I'm gonna take listen, this some 41-year-old black man, successful black man was on my live talking some like very knowledgeable stuff last night. I'm gonna send the videos to you when we get off of
No,
here.
I
But
seen it. I saw a
yeah,
piece of it.
yeah, and it's like
So
bro, like I was saying, like for men that actually got like stuff to lose, bro, it's like man, you can't just even like think about just getting married to anyone because like you work so hard to get to the position that you were in. You don't even want to fathom forget losing all of it or 50% of it or 75% of it. You don't want to even fathom losing any of it at all, bro. And
listen,
for
I
someone to
just don't.
just make the decision that I don't want to be with you anymore, and because I don't want to be with you anymore, now I have access to these things that I didn't have access to before, and it's gonna put you the man down in a deficit. I don't know.
But here's the thing, man. Like, no, I'm very analytical. I'm very on the paper, on the books. So my whole thing is I see the comments and people chatting, but I got a vision for my marriage that's a lot stronger than just being cute, and a lot stronger than, like you saying, the women just want the baby and the ring and all the other the look of marriage. But see, when you have a goal, a common goal between each other, you don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff. That's my whole thing. So when it comes down to women not being able to have a discussion about this kind of stuff, like, I don't get it. I'm lost on it. Because you should have a goal.
Let's
You should
see.
have a goal.
Let's see what this woman has to say.
Oh man, here they come. Here they
Hello.
come.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How you
Hello.
doing?
Alhamdulillah, I am fine. And I don't know what you mean by here they come. I am a Muslim believing woman. I am 54 years old, and I
Okay.
totally agree with you.
Okay, good.
The book of marriage.
Okay,
Now, I was
good.
married for 18 years. All my children are by my husband. He died. I got
Mm-hmm.
married again, and I was married for 10 years, and that was crazy. And I dealt
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of things. And I agree with you. I don't agree with prenuptial, because if you work together, you build together, then it's
Right.
a together. It's a together. We don't do vows. We get married in the eyesight of Allah as well.
Okay.
And it's a 50-50. It's 100-100. How about that? We do everything
Right.
together. It's Allah. It should be that way. And I agree with you. I'll be looking at these TikToks, and I'm not that old. Matter of fact, I got my little bonnet on, y'all. What, 3:30 in the morning, okay?
You're
So,
fine.
No, I'm done
You're
too. So
fine.
yeah.
I'm in bed chilling.
it's 3:30 in the morning. I just happened to get on.
You're fine.
So I look at these TikToks. I'm not that old. I'm really not. But I don't understand somehow how some of these women think and what they want for husbands and how they expect to find it.
Right.
I don't.
So my whole thing is,
You know,
I've seen so much of these arguments, and it's just sad for our generation. For people like Noble and
Right.
me, and young men that's actually, we're not just focused and confused by our sexual desires, right? We actually have a vision for where we're trying to go with our life. We're trying to build something with a woman. We see the sanctity and the strength of what a marriage can really be. It's confusing because these women don't understand anything
today,
that's
you're right. I'm
underneath.
sorry.
No, it's just they don't understand anything that's underneath the sanctity of being married to a man. It's just all
Marriage
about me,
today
me,
is
I,
not
I,
the
I.
same.
Say what now?
I said marriage today is not the same. It doesn't have the same
Right,
meaning to most
right.
people. I mean, even
It's not the
relationship. I
same.
mean, I don't have sex without marriage. So I haven't, so
Mm,
of course, like I said, I was married for 18 years, then I was married for 10 years. I don't do boyfriend, girlfriend things. You know what I
okay.
mean? I guess growing up, my grandmother used to say, would you say, why give the milk? How it go? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Oh
Marry the
yeah,
cow
why
without
buy the
the,
cow when you
right.
can get the milk for free?
When you're already getting the milk. Yeah. You know what I mean? Somebody in your comment says something like, men are the prize. So this is my belief. God says that men are the maintainers and protectors of women. So yes, it's a lot. I hear what you're saying about women, but their maintaining is more than just the money, more than money.
Of course, I understand that, but I
You have
understand
to
that.
maintain your woman emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. You know what I mean? That's not how it go today. It's all
So
about money. And
here's
look,
here's my thing. That is what most people are that understand, because what got lost in translation is the work and the effort and the struggle that goes into maintaining a lifestyle with your mate. And people now they saying that's struggle love. If you have any semblance of any kind of pressure, or anything goes wrong, or anything doesn't go completely right, oh, we in struggle love. I ain't want none of that. Bye.
But can I ask you a question though, ma'am?
yes,
Because I'm 25 and Robert's 29.
yes.
This I genuinely feel. I feel like my mother. She's been married to my dad for 27, 28 years maybe. I just feel like back when you got married in your first marriage, and there just weren't all these other influences that we have in the world today. And I honestly feel, ma'am, that I personally feel that back then, even though when I wasn't alive, I just feel that back then the women were really like relationships, not even just marriage, just relationships in general. It was just more genuine. It was about the man's character. It was about how he treated you and his personality. Nowadays, ma'am, it's about, what do you have? What can you possibly do for me? What type of lifestyle can you provide for me? And then when those women deal with those type of men, and they get dogged out, they become single mothers, they get left down bad. Now they don't want to deal with those type of men no more. Now they want to go deal with a man that's actually going to treat them right and make them feel good, like as a person, and actually show them love. I think that's really what's going on now. That's just me
Mm.
though.
Well, let me just say this, that even though we didn't have the same kind of influences, we had our stuff too. It was different.
Mm.
Only the difference is we didn't have the internet, but we still had our own struggles. You know what I
Right.
mean? That little
Right.
song "Pop" was the Rolling Stone. That was a true thing. We still had our own struggles with our men, but I feel like back then, like with my grandparents and my parents, like you said, it was different. It was genuine. No matter what you went through, and let me tell you something. Back then, it was very abusive. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But they stayed. No matter what happened. Like I said, I was married for 10 years, and that marriage, I stayed. And I probably shouldn't have. Matter of fact, I know I shouldn't have. He had a drug problem, but I felt like if I stayed, that, and I showed that I had support, and that it would eventually get better. It didn't.
Right. So here's my
Because
thing. I don't.
I learned that from my grandparents. I learned that from my parents. You know what I mean? That no matter what, you stick and you stay. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're married. And that wasn't always healthy for us.
But
And
here's
you
the
got to
thing.
remember this, that nowadays children watch that. Let me tell you this. I regret staying in that marriage. My child, my youngest child, when she lost her dad, it was just me and her. And so, I don't fornicate, I don't commit adultery, so I got married. And it's like, okay, she needs a father figure. Wow. My daughter watched me stay through so much, and he didn't put his hands on me, alhamdulillah, but he did other things, so much mental and emotional and spiritual abuse. And my child watched that. Alhamdulillah, Allah allowed me to get her married. And, she went to college and did all that. And you know what? She wound up going right into an abusive relationship from the door. And she stayed no matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to protect her. But I felt like it was my fault because I stuck and stayed. And I showed her that. I showed her that no matter what, you be supportive to him and do what you can and maybe come to him in this angle and come to him like this. Because I'm a very submissive wife. I'm a very humble wife. But I got my stuff.
Right, but I understand you had that, and I thank you for sharing that with us. Because that's something that
That's
does
different.
exist. I'm never gonna downplay, domestic abuse or anything like that. I'm not gonna just discredit anything you're saying. But what I want to try to emphasize is that when women and men hear these stories, it's like one bad experience is all the experiences.
But it's not. Listen, I'm still trying
I,
to get married again, baby. And I didn't mean to make it about the domestic abuse. What I'm saying is
No,
the
you're
reason
fine.
why things are different because we stuck in there no matter what.
right.
That was the
So
whole
what I
point of
want
that.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is I know I respect that, but my whole thing is that the institution of marriage isn't directly tied to abuse or anything like that. You agree with
No.
that, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay.
Listen, like
Okay,
I
good.
said, I've been through that and I'm still and I'm being a little bit more cautious now. Because I love being a wife. I love being a wife. I love
Hmm.
being able to like I work now constantly because I'm not married. I would work
Hmm.
with my husband too, but it's a little different because once you have a husband, you have responsibilities in a household. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So I love being the caregiver. There's not
Yeah, that's
because of
great.
that bad experience don't mean anything. I'm still trying to get married. But I
Okay,
need to
good.
this is what I was saying to you is that you find a person. This is why I feel like you have to find a person that's God fearing. Like having all that other stuff is great. But at the end of the day, if she's God fearing and she loves her Lord, she's gonna love you no matter what, because she's always gonna remember that one day she's gonna stand in front of her Lord and be judged about how she treated her man. She's not gonna be asked about how you treated her. She's gonna be
Right.
asked on how she reacted to you.
So
She's gonna love
here's
her
the
children.
thing.
She's gonna respect the sanctity of marriage if she believes in God. Truly
Okay.
believes, not somebody say I do
But
and don't.
that sounds strong. I like all of that. That's strong stuff. But and that's your experience. My whole thing is I never disrespect religion, and on my content. Speaking of Miss Noble, I try to leave religion out, so that
How?
way, eh,
How can you leave
huh?
God out of anything? He's about a part
No,
of everything.
this is not to
Not
dis.
religion. I ain't talking about religion. I'm talking about
Uh-huh.
belief. It don't have nothing to do with
Uh-huh.
Islam. It don't have nothing to do with Christianity or Baptist. Just belief that there's a creator. Like, how do you leave that out? Like, I feel like that's what's wrong with the world because where's everybody's morals now? Where's the morals?
I understand, but here's my thing. When I'm having this conversation,
Mm,
that's for somebody to get through with their own community, right? I try to make the conversation work for everybody, right? So
mm,
everything that is what you're saying is still true, no matter the race, color, creed, or whatever
mm.
going on. Because I believe that once you become married, even if I mean, I know you're Muslim, but even if it's not under the eyes of God, there's still a certain structure that has to work within the marriage for it to work in a way that's beneficial.
Yes. Yes, I
Hello,
So
ma'am. How
agree.
you
that's
doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. Hey, hey, go ahead and chime in. I know you just got in here. I saw you in the comments a little bit, but
Hi, how are
what would you
you?
like?
Hello, everybody.
How you doing, sir?
I
Queen.
want everybody who wants a relationship to be able to find a relationship. It's not that I don't want people to be in relationships. It's that it feels like our men specifically are stuck in a place of misogyny that will not allow them to gain a better perspective on what an equally giving relationship would look like. Like our men, because they didn't get to have that whole period of misogyny where everything that they said around the world mattered and there were wars being fought on their behalf. White men got that. Black men didn't get that. And then before a black man could get a fair piece of equality, women were starting to gain traction and getting some rights. If you watch any movie, any period piece about anything in the past, you will see how horribly women have been treated. I'm just like getting to the point where I can be forgiving of myself for not being able to match my grandmother's lifestyle and my mother's lifestyle, because I'm realizing I'm the first one of them who was born able to have a bank account in my own name.
But here's my hold on, wait, hold it. How come every time we have this discussion, it's about a bank account and having a job and getting a co-sign on the house?
Because that changes things.
But how come is that always the argument? Why is that important to talk about you having a bank account?
The marriage that you all describe, where a woman did not have a choice about whether or not to work in the home or to work outside the home. Women didn't have the freedom to make these decisions. So you had to have a husband if you ever wanted to have a home, if you ever wanted money in your own pocket, or if you ever wanted to have money, if you ever wanted to own anything, you had to have a man. And if you tried to in any way leave that man or separate yourself from him, you were faced with financial ruin completely, 100% financial ruin. He could take your kids, he could keep the money in the bank accounts, all of it belonged to him. So when we're looking at women today and we're saying, oh, these relationships, women don't know how to treat men, realize that we're not stuck. We're looking for men who want to treat us well too. And I understand that our men didn't get this whole period of misogyny to rule over us, to get used to it. They got stuck in the same positions of submission that women were in. You're stuck in submission, masters raping women, raping men, raping everybody.
Okay, but hold on. How come every time y'all want to have a discussion, y'all want to talk about the big bad wolf and the boogeyman and every negative thing
because
about
you all
marriage?
are trying to make us submissive like it was back then, and it's
not. I never said submission once in this conversation.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, Queen. I don't agree with that. I think, and I get what he's saying. He's saying why every time we talk about marriage, the first thing that comes up is a bank account. Now,
this is not the first thing that came up. It's the point that I decided to bring up when I got a chance to speak. And I don't think it's the first thing that everybody bring up. Go ahead.
Right, but what I'm trying to highlight is how come every time women bring up marriage, it's always talking about the big bad wolf and being tied up to the refrigerator, and you didn't have no money, and grandma got beat up.
Do you realize that's the truth?
Let me say this. Let me answer your question. One,
because it happened.
Both of us as black queens and kings have been through some kind of trauma. We all have been through some kind of trauma. Like, for instance,
why y'all want to talk about? Why y'all can't talk about nothing positive? Do you have any positive examples of a marriage?
My parents have been together for 50 years.
Okay, so why are you worried about somebody getting beat up? Talk about the positive example of your parents.
The example of my parents is that my mother took whatever my father has dealt out to her over the past years, so that she could be the only one of her 6 or 7 sisters to say that I've been married for 50 years.
Okay,
everybody else got divorced. If you want a 50-year marriage right now, if you want to have a 50-year-long marriage, it looks like you'll have to put up with cheating at some point in those 50 years.
Okay, but was it positive or not?
There were benefits and there were drawbacks. Do you want to get cheated on? Do you like getting cheated on?
That's in any marriage, though.
Ma'am,
do
you have any positive examples of a marriage that you want to follow along with?
Yeah, I do. But that's finding another partner. I've already seen what my mom put up with, and through my 20s, I put it out there that I was willing to find. I was looking for a partner to stick with, and I put up with way more doo-doo than I should have put up with in my 20s. Because I already knew what it took to have a 50-year-long marriage. I knew what that took. Or a 30-year-long.
I'm sorry, I'm reading your comment.
So, but did I find a man? Did I ever get a chance to meet a man who understood those and didn't think, oh, this is just somebody to take advantage of? This is fun for now.
Okay, once again, you're going into the negatives. What's something positive you want to do for your man?
When I get a man, we're going to build one another up very high.
What you want to do?
I have a farm. I've always wanted to share my farm with somebody.
Okay.
I built a farm in the blackest neighborhood in America, the seventh blackest neighborhood in America, based on home ownership.
Okay.
I wanted somebody to help me build that farm when I was in my 20s, but it took me getting on my own 2 feet, buying my own house, and buying my own land. Now I got a 2-acre farm in a black suburb, seventh blackest suburb in America, and I would like to share that with somebody.
Okay, but how would you like a man to be part of that?
Come on.
I like your question.
Take ownership over the land. Grow food.
Say what now?
Grow food. God wants us growing our own food and building our own house.
Did you say take ownership over your land? Did you say take ownership over your land? Did you say Queen?
Yes, because when I talk to men about the farm, they talk to me like I'm looking for a slave, and I'm not. I'm looking for somebody who also wants to farm for their life.
So what you're looking for, in all actuality, what you're looking for is a maintainer of your household. You're looking for a maintainer of the household.
To grow our own food and build our own house. I want a man who wants that for his household too.
Okay, that sounds positive.
I want that.
That's good.
I think, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like us as women, us as Black women, and just watching these TikToks and stuff and just listening to them, we don't give our men enough credit, our Black men enough credit. We don't give them enough credit on how hard they be trying. I have 4 Black sons, and you know, my sons call me on a daily basis and cry and be like, "Mom, this girl ain't getting it. I'm trying." Like, we don't give them enough credit. We don't give them enough credit. Right. We don't. We always talk. We know that it's some bad dudes out here. Like, we know it's bad dudes out here. We know it's dudes out here they don't give a crap. You know what I mean? They treat us like crap. They do all that. But what about the ones that really be trying? There's so many of us females, astaghfirullah, may Allah forgive me, because I pray that I'm not one of them, that soon as dude not making enough money, or if dude ain't a drug dealer, or if dude ain't this, or if dude ain't that, they got freaking issues. So one of the reasons that I came on here, because I love what this gentleman is saying down here. Like, I get it. I get it.
So what I'm trying to say is, like, one more time, I'm not discrediting anything you said about what you went through with your marriage. You know, thankfully you're still alive. No, well, whoever, when you was talking about somebody got hurt and it was getting beat up and all, your grandmama, we're not going to discredit what people been through. But what we're going to talk about is what I'm trying to exactly
get up.
Huh?
Never mind. I done passed that. I done went past that. I'm talking about building our Black men up.
Right, and I'm coming back around. I'm bringing that up because I want to bring it back around and say that there are positive men out here, that want to do positive things
and are doing positive things. Very great,
and are doing positive things.
Yeah.
And we don't want to beat up nobody. We don't want to chain you to a fence. We don't want to have you on your hands and knees crawling around like a dog. All that stuff has nothing to do with what a lot of men are trying to accomplish. So I want everybody to wake up to that fact.
But go ahead, Rob. No, I just wanted to say, Rob, it's when someone like you and Marcel, or someone like you, and I think the woman in the middle gets it because she has 4 Black sons or so. But Rob, it's like for us, when we're doing extremely well, we are individuals. But when women have a bad experience with one of us, like the woman in the middle said, like you and I have said and acknowledged, there are some of us that are like bad out here. Same thing with women. But why when you come across one bad apple, why do majority of us get grouped in with those? Why are we individuals when we do well? But when you come across one bad apple, now majority of us are like that. Why is it like that? And to the woman in the middle, please do not tell your sons to not try too hard. Tell your sons to like deal with women that appreciate them for them and that are going to respect them for them, and where they're at, love them for who they are. Because like I just said, nowadays, a lot of these girls, whether they want to admit it or not, because a lot of them are disingenuous, it is about, hey, what do you have right now, and what can you possibly do for me? They're the real problem. They are the real problem. Because some of us out here really, really doing extremely well, but it's not enough because you on the shade room and you seeing what these ball players and these entertainers, you seeing what they're doing for their girlfriends and their wives, and you think that that's supposed to be a reality for you. even though
Right.
99% of you is not ever going to be a reality for you. But you think you want it to be your reality. So now you're being delusional. Now you're being unrealistic. And you're thinking that you're supposed to go out there and be expecting the same thing. Respectfully to everyone in here, I respect how everyone gets their money, but it's women that's stocking the shelves at Target and Walmart right now, but they want a man that's making a certain amount of money. Like, just think about it.
And here's my thing. What I'm going to say to that, okay?
Make it make sense, to please.
This is not ego. This is not about my feelings. Okay. You got to understand that if you want that man, he wants something too. I want me, but he wants something. He's not just a mindless shell that goes and clocks in and comes home and hands you his wallet. He has feelings. He has agency over himself.
Yeah.
He has things that he wants to accomplish in his life. He has things he wants to achieve for himself. And you have to make sure you perform it for him just like you want him to perform for you. That's not ego. That's not narcissism. That's not abuse.
That's not
nothing to do with nothing. That's just you got to give
the gift. It's being human.
You're in your mid-20s too, right? Young man on the bottom.
Yes.
I think that what's going to happen is if you don't, depending on what your trajectory is in life, and you have to admit that Black men have a trajectory issue where there's a glass ceiling that's meant to hold them back. But if you get to the point where Black women get to the point usually when they end up, or right now it seems where they're earning more than men, right? I know you don't want to talk about the money or anything, but it affects you all, I think, more than women. That's why you have so many educated and well-qualified Black women saying that they feel as though Black men don't want them because they are educated and qualified. So it's like, you don't want, you just said, you were just talking about how much you don't want a woman with her hand out, but realize that you can't then be mad at a woman who has her own.
One second, Ralph. Miss Antoinette, and y'all can go on the Bureau of Labor Statistics and look up this information as well, accredited source, and y'all can go up on the Bureau of Labor Statistics and look it up. So in 2021, the average Black man's earnings was $41,964, and the average Black woman's earnings was like $42,172. So, we talking about money, and we talking about, a woman making more. I just want to put that out there because, we have Black people up here. And it's a Black woman that just said that. I just want to point that out there. So go ahead, Rob.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Ahead. Like, I get that love don't fill your stomach, and love don't pay the bills, and love, but what happens when all the money run out? What happens if something happens?
Your money shouldn't run out.
How do you money? Wait a minute. Let me finish. Please let me finish. Money is not going to hold that relationship together when shit hit the fan. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? When things go, because some things happen. You never know. It's not the money.
Your money shouldn't run out.
Together. It's the love and the commitment and the devotion and the loyalty to each other that is going to keep that marriage going.
You can't get
now. I'm not saying that we don't need money, because, like I said, money don't fill the stomach. Money, what I mean. Money don't close. I mean, not money. I'm sorry. Love don't fill the stomach, and love don't pay the bills. But what happens when all that is gone? Like I feel like the world has gone so cold. Like where's the feelings for each other? Where's the true feelings for each other?
Ma'am.
How do you get to that point?
The issue. Here's the issue. Y'all two, when people talk about this kind of stuff, I've made a certain amount of content with all this kind of stuff, talking about money, talking about all this stuff. The whole thing is money takes effort to obtain. I understand you might have an abundance mindset and all this other hooboo jubu stuff, but money takes effort to maintain and to obtain. When you get into a partnership with somebody, when you're talking about the love and all this kind of stuff, the struggle love, you're committing yourself to the work of the relationship. I understand, you don't want to be eating crackers and peanut butter, but you want to be able to trust that if anything was to go wrong,
right,
my partner is going to be able to support me in getting it all back. That's why the vows are richer for poor, sickness, and health.
Right.
That's what those vows mean. Those vows mean that no matter what, this is my battle buddy. If I lose a leg and she still got two, I can still make it.
So
Do you see that
your
happen
battle
today?
buddy? You're still gonna marry your battle buddy if they broke way before you ever get to there? Because y'all talking about like you should be down for a person when they broke up front or something like that.
No,
that's how y'all are
I
making
never
That's
said
not what I
that.
said.
But that's how
No,
y'all
that's
are
not
making
what I
it sound.
meant.
You're talking about how deeply in love you need to be with a person to hold the relationship together.
That's not
You
what I'm
can't get
saying.
deeply in love if before the first month is out, y'all one or two of y'all is running out of money.
That's not what I'm
But
saying.
that's not the here's let's listen close, okay? It's not about the money running out. It's about the practicality of making your lives work together. You have a farm. Your farm is dependent on weather. Your farm is dependent on resources. Let's say there's a bad drought at your farm. You can't control the drought. You would hope you have a surplus of water and resources, but the whole thing is that if something was to go wrong, you don't want your partner to walk out just because everything's not right. You want them to stick around and help you build it back up again. I'm not saying nothing about being broke. I'm not saying nothing about just accept them because they eat cheese and crackers and maybe one day they're going to be rich. I'm saying that if something was to attack your relationship, you need to know that your person is going to stand beside you. What's so hard about that?
I agree with that 100%.
That's right.
But you got to get to a point where that person can be your person before you can stick to them.
Right, and that's all I'm saying. You don't
have. But how do you know if you just out?
When y'all started jumping down my throat because I brought up money, my point before was that if it's harder for Black women when Black women are successful, because y'all don't want the Black woman with her hands out. You've made it clear. But when a Black woman is successful, it's a little bit harder for her to meet a man who's not, in one way or another, acts some sort of way that he's intimidated or doesn't believe that she needs him enough for the relationship to go on and on.
That has nothing to do with nothing.
But that's what I was saying. And when she brought up that the money is going to run out and that you need to be so deep in love.
That's not what I meant, but you took what I said the wrong way.
And so you took what I said the wrong way then.
Listen, y'all. Listen, ladies. Ladies, hold on, ladies. Hold it.
Good night. Good night. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Good night.
Thank you.
You have a good one, man.
I don't think
all right.